Hello, my name is Sean Sposato, staff reporter and videographer at Inside the Magic. As you can see, I am now currently at Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom. I will be taking you here to kind of take a look at some of the updates happening in this park, and then later today I will be moving over to Epcot as well to kind of take a look at some of the things happening there and to give you guys a look around both parks, similar to that of what I did a few weeks ago. But yeah, so well, stay tuned and enjoy this inside look at both Animal Kingdom and Epcot. For my first stop, you can see I'm over in Asia. That was actually a view of the Tree of Life. And as I kind of pan around, you can see what is now going to be up a Great Bird Adventure. This is a new show coming to Animal Kingdom. For those of you who don't really know what this is, it's essentially kind of replacing Flights of Wonder, which was another bird show over in this area. And this new show is going to be themed after the Disney Pixar film Up. It's going to be featuring Russell and Doug from the film, and then some other high-flying feathered friends, as you can imagine, birds. But it's actually going to be part of Disney Animal Kingdom's 20th anniversary, so it's actually premiering this Sunday, which is really exciting. And it's just going to be this really cool new show featuring live birds and a close-up look at a bunch of different species from around the globe. And yeah, that's essentially what it is. Right now, I believe it is in somewhat of a soft opening currently, because today is actually Tuesday the 17th, and so later this week it will be premiering. So for those of you who have made it in, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. If you could please leave a comment below, because I am going to be here for the 20th anniversary, so I myself am looking forward to it. Alright, and for my next stop, you can kind of see that I'm in Dinoland USA, and I'm kind of panning over to what will now be, or I guess will open to be Donald's Dino Bash. It's actually opening this Memorial Day weekend, May 25th, and this is essentially going to be a dino-tastic celebration. It's going to be where Donald Duck will take over Dinoland USA. He'll be celebrating the discovery that ducks are descendants of dinosaurs, and you'll experience not only Donald, but Scrooge McDuck and Launchpad McQuack, and some other characters as well will be here to meet guests. And you'll also, in this area as well, will be a nightly dance party where people can shake their tail feathers. And it'll kind of be a part of this new edition of experiences coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom as part of the, what I believe, the Incredible Summer that is kind of kicking off this Memorial Day weekend. And it's just going to be a new fun part of the park. And I think, I'm pretty sure also as well you'll get to see Chip and Dale in this area as well, and they'll be in like dino-inspired costumes. So this will definitely be a fun part of the park to check out, especially as we kind of move into the summer months, when you probably won't want to be in this park during the day just because it gets so hot. So this will definitely be a fun new addition to the park as well. And it looks like they're still kind of in the process of building, as you can see. All these walls are still up. But, I think right now it's April, so I guess they're, about a month away. Today's the 17th. So I guess I'll be curious to see what this looks like as time kind of progresses. For my next stop, as you can kind of see as I pan around, you can see that I am now in Pandora, the world of Avatar, in Animal Kingdom. And unfortunately, I don't really have anything to show you, but I'm kind of in this area because what is coming to this area is the new Pandora utility suit. For those of you who have not seen that, we do have video of it on our YouTube channel, so be sure to check back and kind of take a look at it, because it looks kind of cool. What it is, though, for those who don't know, it's essentially these 4.2-ton suits that are kind of inspired by the amplified mobility platform suits from the movie. And they're 10 feet high, and a person sits in it and kind of walks around in what is kind of like this exoskeleton that kind of moves around with their body, and I mean, it looks really cool. They're really big. They've got these massive shoulder spans of, I believe, like 5 feet with these articulated hands. And it's just this really cool new thing coming to the park. I have not seen one in person. Unfortunately, they were testing them out, I believe, a few weeks ago. And I just wasn't here to see it. But from what I've seen online, they look pretty incredible. And I'm really excited to see them. And they will be now, from what I had seen in the past, they did premiere in this area during what looked like they were shooting, or I kind of just, testing them out. They did it in this area. So I believe for that reason, there's a good possibility they will also kind of premiere in this area as well. But yeah, so I guess it's something to look out for. They will, of course, be premiering this Sunday as part of the 20th anniversary of Disney's Animal Kingdom. I'm here at Walt Disney World, so I'm just, if you're here this Sunday, be sure to look out for them because they should be premiering in this area. But if not, just I'm sure whenever you make it back to the parks, definitely check them out. And again, they are on our YouTube channel as well if you'd like to, sneak a peek at them before if you can't make it to the park anytime soon. Moving on to the next part of today's roundup, I am now currently in Epcot. As you can see, I'm actually, right inside the main entrance of Epcot, and you can kind of see around, just from, the beginning, kind of a look at the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, which is still happening here at Epcot, and you can kind of see this really cute display of Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto, and I believe Goofy's kind of behind that flower arrangement. I think that's a topiary, and he's waving as well like them, where guests are taking pictures. But yeah, so here I am, and let's take a look around Epcot and see what's going on. So for this next stop, you may be able to tell I am now in the Land Pavilion inside Epcot. And as I kind of pan around, for those of you who are familiar with this area in this land, you may be familiar with what we're looking at. This was the Circle of Life, an environmental fable. This attraction was like a 70mm film show in what was the Harvest Theater. And this is one of the older attractions here. I believe this opened back in 1995. And for those of you who don't know, it starred Timon and Pumbaa from The Lion King, and it kind of just showed like the effects that humans kind of have on the environment and what can be considered harmful to nature. And it was just this really sweet, kid-friendly, educational attraction that I saw this a few times before it closed back in February. And it was just a really sweet and cute show, and it is unfortunate that it had to close, but it is, of course, no longer here. There has been no real announcement of what is to come. I will say, though, now, it is official. All of the signage is down, and it is definitely, not it's not being used anymore for public amusement, at least for guests to the park. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a look at what it looks like now. It's kind of a shell of what it was, because this was such one of my favorite attractions in the land, especially if you were just out in the sun all day kind of baking around Epcot. This was always a fun, just cute video to kind of pop in on and just sit and relax for, I think it was like a 20-minute video. But yeah, or actually, I think it might have been 10 minutes, maybe 10 or 12. But well, anyway, unfortunately, it is no longer here, and this is kind of just a look at it for those of you who want to be nostalgic like myself and just to take a look. For my next stop, as you can see, I'm kind of panning away from Future World and to what a lot of you may guess right away. This is the old Universe of Energy attraction in Epcot. For those of you who don't maybe remember this attraction, because towards the end it kind of, I guess maybe like, I don't want to say fell off the map, but it wasn't like super, it wasn't like an attraction people were super excited to maybe go on towards the end. But this was essentially an attraction starring Ellen DeGeneres and Bill Nye, and it actually had a bunch of celebrities in it. Jamie Lee Curtis, Alex Trebek, just to name a few. But this was essentially this massive attraction within the park that kind of went through the history of energy and its importance to our environment. And it was like a combination of like four large format film presentations that were kind of brought together through this like slow moving like dark ride through like these audio animatronic sets, and it had like dinosaurs and all these really cool things. It was like, I think, almost a 30 or 40-minute ride. It was a very long attraction, but well, anyway, as you can tell now, it is no longer here. It did close back in August of last year, for those of you who don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a look, because more importantly, what people are more excited about for this area is that this is actually going to be the new, when it's done, the new Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster here in Epcot, which I'm personally so excited for, because that, will be incredible. Of course, I have so much nostalgia and respect for the old Universe of Energy, because it was an opening day attraction, 35 years. It was an incredible attraction, but unfortunately, we're moving on to different things, which of course will be this new attraction of Guardians of the Galaxy. So this new attraction is going to be a family-oriented roller coaster that people are so excited for. It's still unnamed technically. There's not, a set name of what it's going to be titled. From concept art, it kind of looks like they're going to maintain the shape of the building, which is this like large kind of angular structure, and from what Disney has released, it looks like they're going to maintain that look as well. It is supposed to be very state-of-the-art, this new attraction coming, and it's going to have this brand new innovative ride system, and they're actually also claiming that this will be one of the longest enclosed roller coasters in the world. Now, there is no opening date that announced for this attraction, but it is, so I guess that kind of, adds to the excitement of just not knowing. Of course, obviously, I would like to know personally, but yeah, so I guess hopefully we will find that out in the coming months, or even just this year. But yeah, so this is kind of a look at it. As you can tell, the walls are still very much up. The Universe of Energy sign is still intact, and so is kind of the look and feel of how this attraction was. But so yeah, I'm curious to see where it will be in the future. But here is kind of just a look at it in its shape now, and kind of where the attraction is, and it's kind of transition to the new Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. So I'm kind of panning around to give you a look at where I'm at. I'm not too far from where I just was, which was over by the Universe of Energy, but as you can now tell, this is the Wonders of Life Pavilion. For those of you who are not familiar with this pavilion, and probably if you're someone who kind of came around into Disney maybe over the last like 3 or 4 years, you probably are not familiar with this area, only because there really isn't a lot that has been happening in this area over the past 8 years. I know this, for those of you who don't know, this was a really pretty major pavilion in the park. This contained pretty big and popular attractions, Cranium Command, Body Wars, just to name a few, and those actually all closed, unfortunately, I believe back in 2007. Since then, this area really hasn't served a great amount of purpose. I know this was a festival center for the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival and the Food and Wine Festival, and the theater was used inside of here as well, and different areas for shopping and for different expos and different things that kind of happened within those festivals. And recently, this area was kind of blocked off, and it is no longer being used for this year's Flower and Garden Festival, and it's kind of just what appears to be going through some type of renovation or some type of maybe demolition. It's not known exactly what is happening in this area. If you look at the very top of this, I guess, for lack of a better term, dome type structure, there is obviously like a darkening, so it looks like, I don't know if they're changing the finish or they're doing some type of changes to it for sure. And so yeah, this is kind of just a look at it. There's no real announcement of what this area is going to be used for, or what is even honestly happening right now. You can't really tell in this video, but there are lights on within the building, so it does appear as if there might be some type of happenings within the building, but as of current, from what I can tell, no one is a lot in this area, as you can tell, it is blocked off. Yeah, it's just kind of a look at it for those of you who are may be curious or may not be, because it is definitely, an unknown happening of what is actually happening in the park. So yeah, here's kind of just a look at it and to see what's kind of going on in this area. Alright, for my next stop, this is kind of a different area for those of you who are not really familiar with the kind of this side of Epcot, but I'm kind of giving you the back side, kind of side of France in the World Showcase. So just to kind of give you a reference of where I'm at, and like there's the back of France. If you kind of look, I'm around some of the buildings, and ultimately though, what I'm trying to show you is this structure for the new Disney Skyliner coming to the parks. This is essentially just a look at one of the other structures that have already been put up. You can kind of see, if you look, this area is kind of where you can kind of take the walk to Hollywood Studios, just to kind of also help you frame this area as well. But yeah, here's kind of just a look at it. I know I showed one of these in my last update in the parking lot of Hollywood Studios, and so here's kind of just a look at one of the structures, actually in Epcot, or kind of, I guess, on the outskirts of Epcot. But yeah, for those of you who are not familiar or didn't see, the last few weeks episode, this is kind of just a new transportation system coming to Walt Disney World that's going to specifically connect Hollywood Studios and Epcot, and it's going to also contain a bunch of resort stops as well, including the Caribbean Beach Resort and also the Pop Century as well. I guess some other information I don't think I talked about last time, but the car designs, which are actually I'm kind of excited for because they sound really cute. But just iconic Disney characters like Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, a hitchhiking ghost from the Haunted Mansion, and some princess characters. There is no opening date for this gondola system, but this was kind of just a look at one of the structures that are now currently visible within Epcot as well. Well, as you can see, this kind of concludes our inside tour of Walt Disney World, specifically this week's Disney's Animal Kingdom and Epcot. I just want to thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. If you could, please comment below any thoughts of this week's episode. Please let us know, what do you guys think of the new show coming to Animal Kingdom, the Up show? What are you guys' thoughts of that? Are you excited for that? Are you sad you missed the old show? And what do you think of the new Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster coming to Epcot? Are you guys just excited as I am? Because I am so excited for that attraction. You guys have no idea. Obviously, that's why I spent so much time talking about it. Please comment below any thoughts you have, anything you'd like to see in any upcoming episodes. Next week, Mike will be picking up from Disneyland, and then the week following that, I will be picking up from somewhere here on the East Coast. But yeah, and just I guess I want to leave you guys with a stunning look of the outside of Epcot, specifically during this wonderful time of the year, the Flower and Garden Festival. Well, yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining me again. And for Inside the Magic, I am Sean Spazzato. See you guys later.